I'm going to use this. Good morning, everybody. It's really such an honor to be here. I've got my tissue with me because you will see we cry. Well, I cry a lot, Aldred. The reason why is this is our mission, and this is what the Lord has sent us to do. But our hearts is crying because we see this attack. Not only are we traveling a lot and speak at churches and schools, but a lot of what we do is in the counseling room. A lot of what we do is one-on-one, and there we see this devastation, and there we see the brokenness, and there we see children coming back to school after a suicide attempt, or coming back to school because they've been in psychiatric hospitals because of depression and anxiety and cutting and self-harming. And this is what we see every single day of my life. And sometimes when the mothers have the guts also, because I see the passion of the mothers with regards to this. And the other day a mother came to me and she said, after a talk like this, and she said, you know what, I came from a poor background, stayed in a rural area, and I vowed that when I grew up, I will give my children everything that I never had. And making a vow like that is actually not godly. It's what we call an inner vow. And all inner vows comes from a sore place and from a broken place. But she made this inner vow saying that I will give my children everything. And this mother, out of ignorance, thought that she did a right thing in giving her children cell phones from an early age, because she never had that. She never had technology. And then she admitted, saying that even though I need to buy bread, I'll buy data, because that is what my children need, that is what they wanted, and I vowed I will give them everything. But what that mother did not know is that snake in the house she allowed. Because she grew up without technology, she's unaware of what is on the phone. Because she grew up without social media and Instagram and Facebook and pornography and internet and Google and YouTube, she did not grow up with that. She did not know how the Satan uses this thing in our pocket to completely destroy her children. Completely. To the point where she is so desperate for anything and any help and any advice just to save her children. So this is my heart. And when me and Aldred, when we come over strongly, when we say a thing as it is, it's never to judge. Ever. I'm not judging anybody. What I'm doing is I'm bringing you the truth. And if you feel the conviction in your heart, not the condemnation, the conviction in your heart, then it's because of the Holy Spirit. Then take the conviction, hear the Spirit speaking to you, and take the good advice, and take this that you hear today, take it home and make some changes. It's never too late. It's never too late to repent to your children, saying, listen, I made a mistake. I allowed technology, and I allowed gaming, and I allowed YouTube and the Xbox and smart TVs and Netflix. I've allowed it thinking that I am a good parent. But from today, now I know differently. So from today, things will be different. And if you're going to oppose me, and if you're going to rebel against me, I'm taking ground. I'm taking ground. So today, please, our heart is, and I speak, and the degrees is one thing, and the only reason that I did the degrees, because at one stage my own brother was completely addicted to a computer game, and then my father came to me and he said, please do something, and I said, well, I don't know what to do. What do you do with an addict if you don't know what to do? So the only thing that I knew what to do is I knew how to study. To some people, it sounds like torture, but I like studying. So I studied, and then I realized, all right, but here is something real. It's not only in my house. It's not only my brother that's addicted. It's not only my brother that is turning around day and night and depressed and anxious and aggressive and gaining weight and have sleepless night. It's not only me. It's not only in our house, it's actually everywhere. And the shocking thing that we are seeing, it's increasing and increasing and increasing, because when I started my studies, one thing that was a massive thing is with these shooters or assassins walking into schools and just start shooting, just killing people. When I did my research, there was a man, his name was Anders Breivik. And Anders Breivik, in a time period of 72 minutes, killed 73 of his classmates with a sniper gun. Now, not a lot of these shooters survive. Normally, it's a suicide mission, or the police kill them so that they will stop shooting. But he actually survived, and he was caught, and he went to trial. And one thing that was actually, it stood out in his trial, was his attorneys and his defense team proving that this man was mentally unstable. And they proved how gaming destroyed his brain to the point where he had no empathy, no compassion. And how they proved with brain scans, saying that this man was emotionally so broken, and he used the exact same gun in the shooting as the type of gun that he used in the game that he played. The exact same telescope. And he said in his defense, I learned police response time and strategies and exits from a game. But the moment that he did it in real life, he felt nothing, because the game is so real. And the bloodshed is so real that it desensitized him to the point where when he saw the real thing, it meant nothing to him, because he saw it over and over and over and over and over. It meant nothing to him. So this is real. This thing is real. The enemy comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And my first slide, please. My first slide, I said that we must remember that God created us for connection. So yes, there is a massive opportunity with regards to our devices and emails and Zoom and Google Classrooms and YouTube and also the phenomenal rate that the gospel can be spread using technology. So yes, I'm not completely against it. But we must not be ignorant about the devices of the enemy, the schemes of the enemy. Because he is scheming and he is planning to steal your children. And he uses the very same thing that a lot of you have bought yourself. So you are the one who bought the gun and gave a loaded gun to your child without warning your child how this thing can steal, kill, and destroy. And now the thing is, we are created for connection. God gave us this emptiness inside our spirit, and the only thing that can fill this void in our spirit is God himself. But guess what? Who also knows our design? Is Lucifer. He studied our blueprints since the very beginning, and now what is he doing? He is using our design as a weapon. Because what is the phones giving us? A sense of connection, a sense of popularity, a sense of having a lot of friends, a lot of likes, a lot of everything that we need, attention, validation, pride, and it weaponizes everything against us. So yes, like I said, we are created for connection. Not everything about our devices is evil. I'm not going to say throw the thing away because it's unrealistic. We cannot just say, okay, I'm going to throw the phone away. You can't. There will never, ever, ever, ever be an era without technology. In fact, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. But from today, hopefully, you will say, all right, technology is here to stay, but what can I do to use it safely? What can I do so it will not destroy my mind, my thinking, my heart, my spirit life completely? And how can you, as parents, then navigate through this field full of landmines? How can we navigate through these landmines so that we will not step on it? Because the problem is, the moment a landmine goes off, the damage can be permanent. Pornography, the damage of pornography can be permanent. And Aldred will tell you later, the damage of gaming and excessive gaming can be permanent. And although he's healed and he's set free from the addiction, to this day, he has the consequences. To this day, his eyesight is not great. To this day, he is battling with the consequences. And I'm telling you, the consequences, for example, of pornography is far-reaching. Far-reaching. Think about, a lot of you, I'm sure, will know of, for example, an alcoholic. How do you know that person is an alcoholic? You can see it. No? You smell it, you see it, you hear it. He's drunk and he's swearing and he's sleeping or he's vomiting. So that is a type of addiction, and even a drug addict. You know a person is a drug addict because you can see he's a drug addict. But I can stand here in front of you today, and I can be a porn addict. How will you be able to tell I'm a porn addict? You will not be able to tell. I can hide my porn addiction. I can be a preacher. And you will not be able to tell that I'm battling an addiction, because it's a shameful, shameful, shameful addiction. You will go to lengths to hide your addiction. But there is no way that you can love God and serve God and worship God with the same mouth than watching pornography, or blessing God but swearing at your friends on WhatsApp, bullying them, sending nudes and sending ugly things. I want to dare you, each and every one of you. And the Bible says, what the heart is full of, the mouth will overflow of it. So you will know who I am by just hearing what I'm saying and what I'm speaking, true? But now I want to say, I am sure I can tell who you are by going through your phone. I will tell who you are and what your heart is full of by going through your WhatsApps, by going through your internet history, your search history. I will be able to tell who you are and what your heart is full of. It will be a reflection of who you are. So maybe today, if your reflection is not great, it's not the end. And this is the amazing thing of this way maker, this miracle worker, this promise keeper. If you say sorry and you stop, end of story. End of story. He will rescue you. He will help you. Unless it has become an addiction. Then maybe you will need counseling. Maybe you will need to see somebody. Maybe you will have to go a little bit deeper. So this is just an amazing article that I come across in a like a worldly magazine. It's not even a Christian magazine, and it says the promise of connectivity. That adults have allowed the dismantling of a secure base of attachment, the need for connection, support, and nurturing remains unfulfilled, resulting in a mental, emotional, and a spiritual health crisis. Another article says we have turned our children into psychotic junkies. Who wants your child to be a psychotic junkie because of this thing? No one. No one. All right, so is it possible to become addicted to your phone? Is it possible to become addicted to gaming and social media? I'm not going to go into the science of this, but the answer is a definite yes. In the exact same way, you can become addicted to nicotine or to alcohol or to any drug. You can become addicted to your phone because the addiction is not the substance. The addiction is in your brain. There is where the damage is being done, is in the brain. So yes, 100% you can become addicted to it. So we've got 5 internet addictions. It is categorized under 5 main headings: a social media addiction, a compulsive internet addiction, obsession after information, an internet gaming addiction, and then also a cyber sex or a cyber porn addiction. So the reason there is different categories is because the symptoms look different. For example, the symptoms of a social media addict or where social media have done damage, you will see a lot of depression, anxiety, isolation. There might even be a lot of self-harming, self-hate, self-loathing. Do not want to live, do not want to go to school anymore, hate everybody, hate themselves. And then if you get like a gaming addict, and I'm not going to tell you a little bit more, a gaming addict look different. A gaming addict is a prideful person. A gaming addict will tell you, I game. This is the type of games I play. This is my score. This is my level. I want to spend all my money on the game. I want to buy new games. They have friends that game. So a gamer is a boastful person, where a porn addict is a shameful person. So do you see the symptoms look different, and because the symptoms is different, the treatment is different as well. So just some statistics where we are currently. Currently we are seeing girls aged 12 to 17. How young is a girl that's 12 years old? How old are you, Michael? 10. Yeah, aren't you? 12. Stand up for me, will you? Look at her. She's 12. She's a baby girl. Thank you, my angel. Girls aged 12 to 17 are now attempting suicide at a 50% higher rate than before the pandemic. By their mid-teenagers, girls are twice as likely to be diagnosed with a mood disorder such as anxiety and depression. And I see this in the counseling room 2, 3, 4 times a day. The number of teenagers needing hospitalization for eating disorders have doubled during the pandemic. Bullying is rampant, and the entire Instagram app was designed to create a culture of envy. Actually, Instagram weaponized envy completely. Cosmetic procedures are on the rise. 32% of girls reported that when they feel bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse. And now do yourself a favor, and those of you who have Netflix, go and watch The Social Dilemma. There, the people who created Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and Pinterest, they are now the whistleblowers. They are now the ones saying, we cannot keep quiet anymore. We were the designers of these weapons. We knew exactly it was intentional to addict the children. It was intentional so that 60% of all social media is selfies, self-obsession. 6 out of 10 posts is a selfie. It was weaponized like that, designed like that. And they say we cannot do it because it was all for money. So your spirit well-being, your emotional well-being, your family life, your family structure is now in the hands of people who created everything on a phone to destroy it for money. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. So the negative effect of social media, why is social media so destructive, is a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is because of the highlight reel. So the highlight reel is basically, if you think about it, why do we all post on social media? Do you post on social media when you look your worst? No. You post on social media when your hair is all done and you've got jewelry on and you eat out and you have magnificent holidays, or when you go to Sandton City or there is a Ferrari standing there. That is what you post on social media. You only post on social media your highlights. And also nowadays we have filters. So it's filters and highlights and edits. Now you are a normal girl living in a normal house, having a normal income household, and you are on Instagram and you say highlight, 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 highlight. You don't realize it's highlights, but what are you thinking about yourself? I'm not that pretty. I don't have fancy holidays and fancy clothes. I cannot get my hair done and my nails and my makeup. And at the end of the day, you hate yourself. You are so discontent with what you have and the way you look, and teenagers especially, to the point where they say, I rather want to die because I'm not good enough. And now with the filters nowadays, it is absolutely scary. And when I speak to teenagers, I show them the filters. And you are comparing your ordinary life with other people's filters and edits. And it's created like that. So the highlight reel, constantly comparing, you are the currency, and FOMO. So this is the number one reason why children and teenagers do not want to delete their social media, is because of a real fear of missing out. They have done a study in a university in America where they've asked thousands of teenagers if they can delete social media, will they? And like more than 90% of them say, if I can delete my social media account, I will do it in a heartbeat. Really, I'll do it. And then they ask them the next question, by why don't you? Because of FOMO. Because of a fear of not being connected, a fear of missing out, a fear of not being informed, a fear of not being included. So even though I know this thing is bad for me, it's stealing from me, it's robbing my sleep, it's robbing my grades, I'll rather be connected. So yes, so it's linked to increased depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and even suicide. So the 3 risks of social media is a content risk, a conduct risk, and a contact risk. It's the 3 C's. So content risk, that is probably the biggest risk if your child comes across, especially sexual content. Remember, the moment you see something, you cannot unsee it. The moment you see sexual content, it's like a match that you pull. You can only burn that match once. The moment your innocence is lost, it's lost. You can never, ever, ever give a child their innocence back. Then you must manage the trauma of what they just see. Because that is what we do when we deal with children with a pornography exposure. We deal with them with trauma. So in South Africa, the youngest age of a child being exposed to pornography is 9. So if you have a child with the age of 9 and up, chances that that child being exposed to unwanted sexual content is 100%. The youngest boy in our country being addicted, completely addicted to porn, is 5 years old. That boy, if there is not a miracle in his life, that boy is gone. Gone. And also his generations. Because it's transferable. Sex addiction transfers to the next generation. It's a bloodline thing. Because you will also hear Aldred is saying in his testimony, he said that he played games with a lot of friends. And his other friends, their lives continued, but he got completely addicted to gaming. And that is the thing with social media, with gaming, with pornography, is that one boy will see pornography and he will think, oh, it's just gross. And another boy will see pornography and he'll become completely addicted. Because if there is a genetic marker in your bloodline, you have trouble. I have that. A boy, he was 9 years old. He was playing a game on the internet, so he was connected. And here at the bottom of the screen, a lady was swirling around the pole, and this lady asked the boy, do you want to chat? 9. This boy thought, yes, I want to chat. And he clicked on that. Up comes the porn images. Explicit porn. And he got a fright initially, and he ran up. He got up and he ran outside, which is the right thing to do. You must teach your children, if they see pornography, get up, leave everything just there. Get up, walk away, and go and tell me, so we'll go and clean the mess on your computer or on your screen. So teach them. Teach them. I will not fight with you. I'll not be angry. If a pop-up of pornography comes, put down your phone, put down the tablet, walk away. So he did that. And he went outside, but instead of telling someone, he came back. And thinking, what did I just see? And he came back and he became completely addicted to porn. At the age of 13, his mother contacted me. He watched pornography up to 20 times a day. Completely addicted. And the recovery is something else. And that same boy, we walked the road with him, and we did the praying, and we did the deliverance, and we did the emotional healing and the trauma. But at some stage, this boy was holding his head like this, and he cried, and he called me Tanny. He said, Tanny, just make it stop. Just make it stop. Just make it stop. I can walk the road with you, and I can help you with healing, and you can go through deliverance, and you can be a new creature. But you know what I cannot do? I cannot take away what you have seen. Cannot. It will take approximately 3 years for those images in his brain to go away. Hopefully he didn't, and in that 3 years he will not see something else, which is very unrealistic. So content risk, conduct risk is your child's own conduct online, where your child might be the bully online. It sometimes happens where the child is the bully, the child search for pornography, the child is the one whose behavior is not great, and then contact risk when your child comes across a bully or a predator or somebody breaching his privacy or identity theft. So examples of harms of the online world. This is just examples. I'm going to run through them. One example of what we see currently is Huggy Wuggy. It is just this little creature who pops up on YouTube kids games, and it scares the kids and frightening them, getting nightmares. TikTok. People, is this one application. If you have the guts to say no to it, say no to TikTok. TikTok is a horrible, horrible app Within 30 days of your child signing up on TikTok, the algorithm is set up in a way that your child will get messages of self-harm, suicide, and eating disorders within 30 days. It is set up like that. So yes, so TikTok helps children find videos on self-harming and algorithms, and the algorithms is set up like this. This is just the newest filter that we currently see on TikTok. It is the teenage filter. So a 50-year-old man can put his face through a filter, be 15 years old, and start talking to your child. And your child will think, this is my buddy. A child on a gaming application was talking to a 15-year-old friend, and this 15-year-old friend, within 3 weeks of him started talking to this boy, convinced this boy to leave home and take his passport with. 24 hours later, a petrol attendant was awake, and the petrol attendant realized something is up with this relationship, and he phoned the police. And luckily, they find that boy 900 kilometers away from home on his way to the border. You are close to the border. If that child is over the border, he's gone. You will never see that child again. It took a predator 3 weeks to convince that boy to leave home. So yes, this is a father has told of a stomach-churning moment. He discovered WhatsApp messages revealing his young son had been groomed by an online predator for almost 2 years. The father, who cannot be named for legal reasons, told a news station that his son was tricked into sending naked images to the offenders in exchange for Xbox vouchers, playing Fortnite. So Fortnite, Minecraft, I want to tell you, those games are designed to be highly, highly addictive. It's the most addictive games ever created. They went to Las Vegas, they studied gambling addiction, and the same coding that is in a slot machine is built into these games. Please understand, there is nothing a child will learn from a game. Don't ever think a game is educational. It's not. Your child will learn nothing on a game. Nothing. So sending and receiving nudes is also what we see. So a lot of children nowadays, they do not watch pornography, or they don't need to watch pornography because they are becoming the pornographers themselves. Children as young as 9 will send nudes of themselves for whatever reason, and when you speak to them about it, ask them why do they do it, they will say because it's normal. Everybody is doing it. So yes, you should be involved in your child's life. Do not think of yourself as a spy, but basically you are spying, but tell your child, I'm not spying, I'm actually just a watchdog. I am guarding your heart. I am guarding your life. I am guarding your brain. You have to be the guard dog, the watchdog, and that's why you must be involved in your child's life with regards to the phone. Ask the phone. Luister, gee 'n bietjie laat ek sien. Read the WhatsApps. Go check the groups. Go check the search history. What did he search? Go check. Check in with your child. There is no such thing that I say that there's a password on your child's phone and you do not know what that password is. No such thing. The moment that child changes the password and you are not aware of that, you take the phone. And then if I want to stir the pot a little bit, there's no such thing that is a password on the husband's or the wife's phone and you do not know about it. If your husband has a password on his phone and you do not know what that password is, my question is why? What's on that phone that he doesn't want you to see? Huh? Truth. Nah. All right. So, pornography we talked about. Just want to show you scientifically also what a child's brain or your brain, if you are watching pornography, what the brain damage is with regards to imaging. All right, so some guidelines that I want to give you today that you can take with. So our brains were not designed for constant notifications, endless channels, multiple apps, 40-hour weeks plus 5 social events, text messages, emails and WhatsApps. No wonder we feel overwhelmed, frazzled and on high alert. Let's slow down, turn off, reschedule and delete whatever we can. So, a best resource for you as a parent to go and see if you want to do research about a game or about an application, Common Sense Media, an amazing website. Go and read on what that website is saying. Also, Bark as a website, amazing resource. The best tracking app that you can put on your child's phone is a Bark app. So Bark is an app that you pay for, but you can add 5 devices on that app. But you can also, if you cannot pay, you can also put Family Link or screen time on your child's phone just to monitor your child's screen time and also, what he's busy with. Protect Young Eyes, a very good resource. If your child is battling with pornography, it will tell you also how to talk to your children about pornography. For adults battling pornography, Covenant Eyes, amazing website. Best tracking app, if you want to track your child's whereabouts, Life 360. Best monitoring app, like I said, Bark, and then Family Link or Screen Time. Declare technology-free zones in your house. Obviously, a bedroom is a technology-free zone. No phones, no devices, no laptops, no Xboxes in a child's room whatsoever. Another place that you can declare a technology-free zone is the dinner table. Have fun, eat dinner together. When you eat out, leave the phones in the car. Talk to each other, spend time with each other. If possible, switch off the Wi-Fi router at night, so you can also have a rule saying at 8 o'clock we switch off the router. Monitor no social media until 13. Please understand that the age restriction of social media is 13. Monitor screen time. Children under the age of 5, no screen time, nothing. From 5 and primary school, you can give them 1 hour a day screen time. High school children, 2 hours a day, max. You can double the screen time or increase the screen time during holidays or weekends, but then split the screen time. 1 hour in the morning, play outside, have fun, 1 hour again later in the day. Protect your child's privacy and identity online. Say no to Snapchat and TikTok. Set screen time limits and stick to it. In case of smartphone anxiety, switch off. Switch off the notifications, switch off your email, switch off your Instagram and Facebook, switch it off. No passwords on phone that you do not know, less than 200 friends on any application. No talking to strangers, this must be a hard rule. No talking to strangers, and actually I want to add to that saying, no groups. No groups. If it's not school related, netball related, classroom related, no groups, because the nonsense that children get up to on groups is scary. All right, turn off the location service on your child's phone. So for Telegram and TikTok and WhatsApp, turn off the location service. But if you use Live 360, you will switch on that location. All social media accounts must be private. If your child has been bullied online or if you suspect bullying, teach your child to block the bully, but do not delete the message or delete the photo or whatever. So block the bully, take a screenshot of the bullying, and then go and report it. And the same goes, like I said, with pornography. Turn away from the screen, run away, and then tell the adult, and then regular check-ins and conversation with your children about what they are up to online. The best line of defense is being involved, engaged, aware, and active. Watch Childhood 2.0 on YouTube, an amazing documentary to watch. Watch The Social Dilemma, I've talked about it, and also me and Aldred's book, The Digital Dilemma. We have copies of our book, so all the information and so much more is on this book. Come and talk to me, and then have a cell phone contract with your child. So before you give your child a phone, go and download a proper cell phone contract, edit it so that it will suit you, and then if they do not keep to the rules, they lose the privacy of their phone. Think about it. Whose phone is it really? Who buy the phone and the data and the Wi-Fi? You do. So technically, whose phone is it? It's yours. So now, if the phone is yours, and your child sends and receives nudes, which is under 18, who is being in possession of child pornography? You are. You can get a fine of up to 50,000 rand per image. If a child is 14 years old of age, a court can decide that that child can be criminally held liable and they will go to prison, because if you are under the age of 18, you are a minor. So if you take pictures of yourself, you are manufacturing child pornography. If you are in possession of that images, you are in possession of child porn, and if you send it to somebody else, you distribute child pornography, you will go to prison for that. And children do not realize that. So then the last thing that is a good way of defense is your router. The best router that you can buy is a Griffin router, but you can also use your router to block, to put passwords on, and restrict access. So, all right, this is me. I'm going to hand over to Aldred. He's going to share his heart and his story. But that is our contact details. So if you want to ask me something, if you want to come in connection with me, please phone me, email me, WhatsApp me. I will be really, really, really privileged.